In this video, we're going over the 5 traits of highly effective surgeons. Let's go. What is up, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach with Dr. Eyeball MD. If you are new, I am a first year, about to be second year ASOPers Oculoplastic Surgery Fellowship. So I do surgery around the eyes, plastic surgery, reconstructive surgery, orbital tumors, cancers, that kind of thing. That's the type of surgery that I do and that I'm training to do as a fellow. If you're interested in anything about medical school residency, ophthalmology, eye health care, life as a doctor, go ahead, subscribe to the channel down below. Also, go ahead, check out my Instagram. If you're not following already, I show you guys all kinds of cool stuff. So this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's taken me a while to kind of formulate this list of 5 traits that I have noticed that highly effective people, I guess effective would be the right word, highly effective surgeons embody. So this is something that I study. This is something that fascinates me. It's just kind of like a pet project. It's just what I read into and what I just watch videos about, and what I try to learn is what makes very successful or very highly effective people what is different about them. So you can read books that talk about what this famous person did, you know, what Einstein's morning routine was, or what Tesla's philosophy on this or that was. You can read all of this, and the variation in what these people say that led to their success is so wide that it becomes unhelpful at a point. And so what I wanted to do was kind of distill what to me seemed to be the commonalities, the things that overlapped among these people, even if they themselves didn't recognize it or point it out as the thing that is making them an effective and successful person. So if you can use Occam's razor, find the thing that is common to all. That is probably one of the traits that allows these people to be highly effective, highly successful. So let's get into them. In particular, because I focus on ophthalmology and medicine, I want to talk about what I think makes a highly effective surgeon and just good physician overall. You're not gonna like some of these because you can't control some of these, and we want to feel like we're in control of it and we have complete control over the destiny and the path of our lives. And the best I can tell is that there are some facets of all this that are just out of our control. All right, so the first one, and this is in your control, is the attention to fundamentals. So this is something that I've noticed that the really good surgeons, the really effective physicians, and really the best in their field when it comes to medicine and surgery are excellent at. They pay attention to the fundamentals of the skill, of the craft, of the discipline. So they focus on the very basics, and we want to think that they are doing something otherworldly, something so far above what the rest of us could do. We want it to be something other that we can try to attain. We want it to kind of be like a hack. We want to know the hacks that they're doing, the life hacks, the skills. But what I've noticed with the people that are excellent surgeons, that are excellent physicians, is that they focus so heavily on just the very basic fundamentals of the craft. So for surgery, this means just the techniques, the way they hold things, the way they use instruments, their attention to the details and the very basics that make up that craft or that discipline. The very basic fundamentals that you would think a new resident, a new medical student should be able to do. The very good, highly effective surgeons focus on those things so strongly that they have such a strong base of fundamentals. And I think the reason that this allows them to be good and to be highly effective surgeons is because once you have that base, once you have that foundation, you can start to play with it. Once you are a master of the fundamentals, the rest becomes a game, it becomes an art, and you can play, in a sense, with the fundamentals, and you can manipulate it to your own advantage. This is something that writers do. Once you have mastered writing as a discipline, you can then develop a style. You can use the basics in an artistic way. And the highly effective surgeons that I've seen do this, but they first master the fundamentals. Fortunately, this is something that we all can focus on right from the beginning, and we can nail the fundamentals very early on. So focus on the very basic skill set that make up your craft, whether it's in medicine or not, because that is really what is going to let you become an artist 10 years down the line. The second thing that I've noticed that highly effective surgeons, highly effective and high performing physicians have are mentors. There are often these lineages of knowledge. It almost seems like the knowledge is flowing through a lineage of very successful people, and it seems to just become less about the person and more about the flow of information, the flow of knowledge. So you had Socrates tutoring Plato, tutoring Aristotle, tutoring Alexander the Great. It's almost like there's this core thread of knowledge that just finds its way through different people. And so I've noticed that the highly effective surgeons, the highly effective physicians, can trace that to someone who mentored them, and it becomes very apparent, especially in what I do in oculoplastic surgery, because they actually keep a documented record of this and the lineage of who trained who. But you can see these patterns in the very good, very effective surgeons were trained by very good, highly effective surgeons, and so on and so on. And so mentors are really the second common thing that I've noticed that make these highly effective surgeons highly effective physicians. When it comes to how to get the mentors and how to kind of approach people to do this, that's a topic for another video, and it's not always easy, and a lot of times I think there's some serendipity finding the right mentor. But going back to the first point, if you work hard, you lay the foundation by being good at the fundamentals and being just good at what you do, you're going to be more likely to want to be trained by somebody that's already good because they see that they can make you better. That dovetails into the third point, which is luck. So unfortunately, this is one that we just don't have that much control over, but we don't have no control over it. So there is a level of preparedness that will make you more receptive to being lucky. But what I've noticed is an element of luck in what allows these really good, highly effective surgeons to become the way they are. Whether that was just meeting someone that could help catalyze their career or their education, or just kind of the circumstances they found themselves in, there's definitely an element of luck in people becoming highly effective and highly successful. That applies to not just medicine, it applies to really anything, whether it's entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. Oftentimes it's circumstance and happenstance and just kind of the serendipity of the situation that you're in that really does play a role in how effective, how successful you can be. And that's just not something we always have complete control over, but I've noticed it's a commonality among these people that are highly effective, highly successful. The fourth trait that I have noticed is a sense of slowness and patience. This is something that contrasts to younger surgeons, to younger trainees, or to really anyone that's less proficient in any given field, is that those people tend to be more rushed, more hectic in their thinking and their process of movement if it's in surgery. The thing I've noticed about the really, really good surgeons is that there's a slowness and a patience and a real thoughtfulness to what is happening and what they're doing, and it doesn't come at the expense of speed, because often it allows to a more smoothness within their operation and within their thought and within their processing, and that allows you to actually be faster and more efficient. But there is a very calculated nature to the way these people approach problems. The last one that I've noticed is they have the ability to contextualize, and what I mean by this is that they don't get lost in the weeds. Now, I said in the first one that they pay attention to the fundamentals, so they really do pay attention to detail when it comes to kind of laying the foundation for being good at a craft, but they have the ability to contextualize what they are doing in a broader sense and step back from it and see it and how it relates to the field as a whole. So when it comes to surgery, this means the ability to step back, see a surgery that you're doing in the context of the whole specialty, in the context of that specialty over time, and to see how it has changed over time, see how a surgery or the way something is done could be better or improved in the future. So these people have the ability to step back from the situation and not be so in the moment, but really see things from a 30,000-foot view and even see them across time. The ability to see what you're doing as a specialty, as a physician, in a specialty and in a given era. If you can step back and see how that contextualizes over the course of time, then you can extrapolate into the future, see what things could be, and that's where innovation comes from. And these people seem to have the ability to do that. I think that comes with time, and once you really master something and get good at it, only then can you step back and see it in kind of this meta way. All right, guys, those are the 5 things that I have noticed that these highly effective surgeons, highly effective physicians, and really just people in general in any craft tend to embody are these 5 characteristics. Some of them we have control over, some of them we don't. Some of them are going to take a lot of work. They're going to take years and years, sometimes decades to perfect and master, but these things come with time and you can't rush them. And if you want to rush them, then you're already missing part of the point. I hope that kind of just opened your mind to some of the things that you could possibly work on. If you want to be more successful, if you want to be more effective in your job, and you want to really be a master of your craft, these are the things I've noticed those people that are masters embody. I'm not there. I'm trying to get there. I think we all are, and we're all always working at it. I hope that's helpful. If you guys like it, leave a like on the video. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Zach with Dr. Eyeball MD. I'll see you in the next one.